Hey everybody. So this week I want to do a series on really creating your own life. How does this happen? How does this work? How do you design it? How do you live it? How do you fulfill it? And if you think of it as different types of literature or movies, a different genre, that we have these periods or epochs in our life where we're in one area or another. We move from tragedy to comedy, sort of, and we fill in the whole spectrum of the plays that exist. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So with my private clients, really kind of get into writing your own life, really by design, like really creating your life. But you can think of it like creating a story, and the the level of the drama, the of the story, the example, starting with tragedy, where life is constantly happening to you, and the traumas and the experiences of childhood are really being felt, really being experienced, sometimes being lived over and over and over again. There's the PTSD version, where you have these vivid memories that keep coming back, and then there's the where it's happening right now all over again, only to you as an adult. In that state and in that stage, it's hard to hear what I'm going to say, that you are also the story writer at this point. Childhood, no. Things happen to us as kids. You know, we're in the culture, we're in the family, we're in the group, the extended family. We're in our neighborhoods. I mean, there's all different types of influences, and we're kids. We don't necessarily get what's going on. Some of you know my story. I was uh, abandoned at birth, so I'm out here as an orphan. Eventually, of course, got adopted and had wonderful family experience, and I met my birth mother, and again another whole story of turning all of that tragedy and drama and everything else around to a joy-filled comedy, if you will. It was not comedy, haha, but comedy in terms of happily ever after. It was a beautiful story, a beautiful sequence of things that happened that were meaningful and became quite powerful in my life as I got older. But for all of us, we start with life just happening to us. I mean, we can't even walk, we can't talk, we can't do anything. So everything is happening to us. And then eventually we move away from where it's a real tragedy into more of just the drama. And some people, as you know, embrace the role. They're drama kings and drama queens, and everything is about them, and easily offended and jealous and envious of everybody and everything else. It's like, well, I don't understand why they're having such good luck, and everything's like, kind of junky in my life, and there's the bills to be paid and relationships that aren't working out, and all of this drama that's going on. It's why the daytime soaps are so popular. Is like you look at their lives and say, well, compared to mine, I don't have anything that's happening quite like that. So it's not so bad, right? And then hopefully we can move from drama into something that's more like a documentary. It's like, yeah, this is what's happening, but there's not great peaks or great valleys. It's just kind of a hamster wheel kind of a thing. Same old, same old. It's like Groundhog Day. Everything just kind of keeps repeating over and over and over again. And as you become more skillful at the script writing, as you become more the author of your life, saying, well, that's not what I want. I want to be able to actually design it. I want to create a blueprint that I can follow. Then you begin to take responsibility for your life and say, I am responsible. That is, I am able to respond. And I want that. I want life to happen for me by my design. And that's the point where we get to move into more life like an action adventure type film, where there is something adventuresome about it. You dare to step out of your regular role. We're going to talk about roles tomorrow, but this is like the genre. You're into the action adventure now, where it's maybe I can create things. Maybe I can make something happen. Maybe I can impress into life, like a cookie cutter into the dough, what it is that I want, and actually see it materialize, actually see it manifest, actually see it happen. What if there is this energetic field that I'm in, and that I can envision and imagine things and they become true? They actually happen. And so you set some goals and you achieve them. It's not like the usual resolutions on the new year. It's like, no, I'm actually achieving things. I'm accomplishing things. I'm living life in a more planned way. And I'm taking responsibility for the outcome. So if I'm not quite getting what I want, if it isn't like magic, I just take it as information. I take it as feedback, and I make some adjustments to the story. Maybe you take some of the script and change it a little bit. You change the actors that you're with on stage, or you change the story enough that people who don't contribute to your life that way are able to be released from the scene, be released from the story, and you bring in some new characters, some new people who are more in tune and in touch with that. And you start to make gradual shifts and changes in your life, that events and people who contribute in a very positive way to your life. And you leave the negativity of the trauma and the drama and all of that stuff. And then, oh yeah, I forgot the horror genre, right? The things that scare us, terrify us. We get frozen, we get paralyzed. It's like, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? So it kind of goes from tragedy to horror to drama, and then eventually to kind of like a documentary, and then into the action and the adventure where you're actually participating in it. And the stories and the narrative that's running in the background, you've begun to take responsibility for and shift and change that. Hope you're enjoying this video. Stay tuned, watch it all the way through to the end. Great stuff ahead. So that's kind of the process as the writer, the director, the producer of your life. And you begin to take responsibility for it. And then you kind of experience that, yeah, life actually is like our brain, sort of plastic. It's not fixed. It's not concrete. It's malleable. It's like clay. I can work it and massage it a little bit. And as I do, the results that I get are different. They change. I feel like I'm more in control. I'm actually producing some things. I'm making some things happen, not by force, but by flow. I'm getting everything in alignment. And as I align it, it happens. It's amazing. It feels like it's a miracle. It feels like it's magic. Pretty soon you understand that as you write it or speak it or say it, it begins to happen. And you relax a little bit more, and you move from all of that other stuff that you were experiencing into some places of joy, some places of success, some places of ease, some places of calm and peace. And as you open up more and more in your life, you find that you let more light in, and you become more light-hearted, that you're less up here in your head and trying to control and manage everything. It's more like you're in partnership with life. It's like life is really working for you, and that you are the director, the producer, the scriptwriter, the author of the next chapter. And it begins and ends the way you want it to be. Now, are there other things and things that happen in life? Of course. But you move away from where everything feels like it's against you to where everything feels like it's for you, where there's coincidences and synchronicities that there is no way you could have planned for that, and yet it happens. People show up, events show up, things that feel like and seem like miracles show up. And as you get into that comedy, sometimes it's even a romantic comedy where that amazing person that you want as a partner in life shows up. Just a Not just a friend, not just a lover, but kind of the complete package. They have everything. And you just love being together and doing nothing and loving all of the adventures and all of the actions. And it's like, it's amazing how those shifts happen. Now, it's a little bit more of a process. We're going to go into the roles that we end up playing. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about how you write and design and create sort of this amazing, I don't want to say fairy tale, because it's not that, but it's an amazing tale of your life, from kind of that hero's journey where there's lots of struggle and stuff, and then you kind of come through and you go through some transformational experiences that really transform the whole thing, and it becomes this sort of beautiful, amazing life, just the way you hoped it would always be. So we're going to touch on the highlights. This is basically how I would take somebody through a transformational experience. This is what we talk about. Go into more detail in each one of those and everything. But it's how I've shifted from the traditional therapy of cognitive behavioral therapy or rational emotive therapy or any of them, even EMDR. We're reprocessing memories. We're reprocessing. We're changing the stories that we hold as truth and reality, and when in fact it's the beliefs that we've created from those experiences. And some of those experiences we did when we were 2 and 3 and 4 years old. How real can that be? How real is the concepts of a 3-year-old? Well, that's the way it happened, Tom. That's exactly what it was. I don't really think so. If we had cameras, like, think about having a camera around your life and looking at all 365 perspectives, or 360 perspectives, each a degree in that circle, right? You would see things that you missed before. You would see things that you didn't take in. You would see things you hadn't experienced. Just say, oh, I didn't remember that person being there. I didn't remember that happened. I forgot that I said that. I forgot that I did that. And it was a reaction from what I was doing that then caused the pain, the hurt, the miscommunication. I didn't take full responsibility for my life. And it's making that transition to realize that everything begins and ends with us. Why is that important? Why do you think it's important? Because if life is really happening to you, then you really are a victim and we can't do anything about it, and there's no reason for us even to talk. There is no self-development, self-help. You're stuck with it. But when I start with life happening for me, and if it's not quite the way I want it to be, if I'm responsible for it, if I'm the designer, if I can pick a genre that I really like being able to speak it and have it appear, if I can turn the tragedies into comedies, then I'm in control. I'm making it happen. And I can just as easily stop it from the way it's been, make the degrees and the shifts and the changes so that it becomes what I desire in my heart. That's what we're talking about, that level of transformation. And yeah, there's steps and processes in each one of those, but you don't have to move through them all. You can go from any one of those right to the creator experience, right to the happily ever after. Yes, yes, you can. And I had a discussion a little while ago with my wife about that, and she said, "Well, Tom, in every life, things happen. Yes, there's rainy days, but there's also sunny days. Yes, there are times when our best efforts, we still don't win. But oftentimes in those experiences, we learn more than we ever would have learned from just winning and moving on. That makes all the difference in the rest of the days because we grow in wisdom and understanding. And that leads to confidence and courage, certainty, all the things, the attributes that we need to design and to live a successful, happy, enjoyable life. So keep coming. We're going to go through this process, same process that my private clients go through, everybody does. And it's made so much difference. It erases anxieties, it erases depression, it releases and erases that feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. It's being able to pick the life that you want, make a decision, choose it, and deny everything else that doesn't fit that design. It's like creating a movie and being the director and saying when it's not right, cut, stop, whatever, do the scene again, and have it come the way you want it to be, according to your design. It's almost that easy. Stay tuned, keep coming. If you know somebody who needs to hear this or will benefit from it, please share. Subscribe, it helps all of us, and then you won't miss the different parts to this. And feel free, please, to comment about how are you perceiving this? How are you experiencing it? Let's go through the whole process. If you have any questions, please ask them, and we will get to the answers. I wish you an amazing day and an amazing life ahead. I'm so glad I get to just sort of share this and give this away, because this is the magic. This is how we make things happen. This is the outline of the transformative experience. Wishing you an amazing life. Thanks for sharing part of it with me. Namaste. Wow. So we've been on this adventure of just looking at story and looking at our lives as being like a film or a story or a play that we've been in, and we don't always realize that we're in it. So we took a look now at the genres that are possible, right? For everything from tragedy and horror, where we're filled with pain and anxiety and depression, all the way out to the comedy, in theater language, or romance comedy, or the action adventure type story, where everything is kind of working out for us, and it's successful, and it's great, and there's synchronicities and all kinds of things happening. And we go through those different drama genres, or the different genres of our drama, the horror, the drama itself, like a soap opera, and not realize that we're caught up in that's like the unconscious messages that we're getting. And when we take a look at our story, at our narratives that are going on in the background, we realize we can change those. We're not stuck in that. It feels like it at times, but we're not helpless and hopeless. We can shift those, and get out of them altogether. So I'm encouraging you to stick around. I know I'm condensing like weeks and months of work that I do with private clients, and I work on myself with the same thing. Is like, how do we get out of this stuff and get into a better life? Very different than therapy. We're not trying to fix something. There's nothing broken. We just need to change some of the storylines. We need to change the script. We need to recognize that we're also the author of what's going on, and how to reconstruct some of the stuff that we picked up from childhood, some of the stories that have seemed like they've always been with us, that we so closely identify with that we can't imagine stepping out of them until we do. And that's what makes all the difference. That's what makes it possible to find freedom and happiness and joy and really transformation in one's life. So stick around. Let's keep going. We're going to take a look at roles. We're going to take a look at how you create the story. How do you design it? How do you live life intentionally on purpose, where you take tragedy and you turn it into triumph? And you take the mess of your life and actually it becomes a message that you share with the world. All of that's possible. Hang in there. Stick with us. We'll take a peek at the different roles that we play, often quite unconsciously, often set in childhood, in our next video, and then we're going to keep exploring this for a little bit. So stay tuned. Keep coming. If you know people who can benefit from this, please share it with them. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming and becoming part of our community. It's so great to have you here. It really is. So I thank you. Stay tuned. Keep coming. Make it a great day.